Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to get into the new Pioneer djm-s9 mixer. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some laminate paper over the crossfader part and the actual volume parts. That's one thing that I've used to do with my mixers back in the day with my Vestec, so the paint didn't fade off and stuff. And being that this is all gold and stuff, I don't want any of these paint lines to fade or anything like that. So I'm going to show you how to get into this thing. So it's kind of different because these faders do have a little P-lock system. So I do recommend that you get a piece of paper, and you're going to have to get some type of a little hook tool like so to get these faders off. But what you're going to do is you're actually going to get underneath right in here where these little black lines are. That's actually a lock, so you have to kind of get underneath that line, and then you have to pick that up. So you got to be super careful so you don't scratch nothing. And that's what the paper is for. But once you get underneath there, watch. See how that lifts up? Oh, you probably don't see how that lifts up. Let's see. So, see how this lifts off? Okay. Like this. That's one of the parts of the lock there. Okay. So you can see how it's kind of got a little groove in there. It'll go back in that specific way. Once you take that off, then the fader itself will slide off. Once that slides off, then you'll see that there's a little block here, and that's the actual lock that locks it in place. So you got to take that off as well. See, so everything kind of goes to the right side. I always put everything to the right side or to the inside of the mixer. So that's one fader down. Okay, now you can see why I want to keep everything, or a piece of paper here when you start sliding this stuff up, because you want to scratch the mixer itself. So you can see how it's starting to come up. There you go. Now the fader itself will come off. See here, and then of course the little lock there, and you can kind of see there's a little hole there. So, and now what's left is the crossfader. So you might be able to see a little bit better here. So we grab here, come underneath, and oops, just lift like that. See? Well, that's coming up. Pull that up like so, and then this will lift off like so. Okay. And then you have the little lock piece like so. So yeah, that's why I say get the paper, because if not, you're going to end up breaking that or scratching it up. These little tiny knobs here, this is for your sampler volume, your levels for your headphone, and then your cue mixing levels, plus this. So these just slide up like so. So one comes off. I always turn them all the way to the left, because then I know when or how to put the knob back on once I take it off. And they're kind of tight on there, but not super bad. And just pull very lightly. They'll come off. See? Now, screwdriver. So, screwdriver, there's 6 screws. There's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to take those out. Got to be real careful with these. So what I do is I'll spin the screw just a little bit, just to kind of break that tension there, so that you're not really stripping out these screws, because these screws are gold plated as well. Okay, now take this one, this one here. Careful, like I said, you don't want to strip the screw. That's 3. Here. 4. 6. Ah. Boom. So now the faceplate will just lift right up. Okay. That comes off. So I'm going to put some laminate over the crossfader plate, our piece, and then the volumes. If this was actually on the mixer itself, then I would have just put a big piece of laminate over the whole thing, but it's not, so I don't want the laminate to go over that. It just doesn't look too good, so that's how that's going to work. I'll show you the inside of the mixer here. So this is going to be kind of hard for me to see because but this is the actual mag valve fader here. Geez, you can already see that there's a little bit of dust getting in there, but you can kind of see here, this is where the bumpers are, and I like the rubber bumpers, so hopefully you can see that the rubber bumpers go there and there. Then these ones here, these are all their different styles here, so there's another soft rubber, and then these ones are hard plastic right here, which I don't know, if you like your faders to bounce back a little harder, you can. As you can see, there's a lot going on in here, especially in this mixer. You use the feeling adjust for the tightness, and you'll actually see. Let's see if I can get this right here. You'll see how those spin like that. That's your tightness adjustment. See, so you really don't want to pull this fader out. I haven't figured it out just yet. So, but it does give you enough space to get inside here, so you can actually clean the bars that are inside there. And I cleaned it off with some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip, and then I just put some gun oil on the inside here, on the bars itself, so that actually made it a little bit more smooth for the faders. The volumes are a little different. You know, I could take those out as well. Hopefully you can see this. God, I'm way off. Like I said, the volumes here and here, there's 3 screws holding the volumes in. There's one here, and one all the way down at the bottom that you have to unscrew to pull these out. But anywho, there's all your pads and all of that. So I'm gonna get going with that little laminate trick that I do. Right. So if you guys, for those of you who are interested to see what this looks like on the inside, there's a little bit there of the inside. So there you go.